And are you looking to increase a certain amount of weight per month? Are you looking at the scale? Are you actually tracking your food like on MyFitnessPal? Just some small things, that nuances that I think could benefit.
Sure. So body weight wise, I think once you get in out of that post-contest window, and for me, usually I'll try to look to gain 10% of my body weight actually quite quickly, relatively assertively, maybe within the first 4 to 6 weeks. So my stage weight is like 150 pounds. I was 152 pounds. So I'll be up close to 15 pounds within the first like 6 weeks. I know that sounds like a lot of weight, but when you're coming from legit stage condition, you need to get that weight on to actually start feeling relatively human again. And then from there, it can really start to slow down. You know, that first 10 to 15 that you get on then can start to become more like 3 pounds a month, you know, something of that sort. Right now I'm at my absolute sort of peak body weight. I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life ever. So my rate of gain right now is, it's like watching paint dry. It's like anywhere between sort of, sometimes I use like 2 pounds a month, really maximum. So
2 pounds a month.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing now.
Yeah. I don't tend to, I mean, that's slow. Like I don't tend to use, I put it this way. I don't use weekly averages. I'll use monthly averages, because 2 pounds a month is very hard to track, because I could go down. Like last weekend when my energy expenditure was high and I ate a normal training day diet on a rest day and I dropped 4 pounds. So it's like those 4 pounds have gone. It's like getting those 4 pounds on. It's like, how are you even tracking that anymore? So body weight isn't really, like, I would say, like a huge metric for me. I have goalposts that I want to hit. I think the reality is, if you're gaining, this is my personal opinion, but if you're gaining any less than 2 pounds a month, I'd argue as to how you're like actually even identifying a surplus anymore, because it's so hard to actually, unless you're a very light individual, which I get, but like when you're 200 plus pounds, 2 pounds a month is like, that's such a small percentage, 1% of your body weight. It's so tiny, and that could come off in one day if you had, you know, a day where you're just expending a little bit more calories. So as you get heavier and heavier, your rate of gain will slow, but I'm always big on making sure you're actually staying in a surplus, because we know true that the best place to build muscle is a surplus. That's the best environment to grow. It's better than maintenance, and you're not going to be building anything in a deficit. So I try and stay clear of essentially just like holding unless I really need to hold. So if I'm holding, there's got to be a purpose. I'm either like trying to set up another diet, or I am absolutely at my peak but I don't want to move into a diet yet. That's the only place in time that I'd actually like look to hold body weight for a prolonged period of time. Other than that, I'm trying to actually take it forwards and make sure that I am moving a little bit up on the scale each month. I also, right in the sort of like the peak of the off season is, again, I've learned from my lessons in terms of not getting lazy with food options. So trying not to just, when my appetite starts to fade, resorting to more processed items, trying to stick to the ones that served me very, very well for the majority of my off season phase, which are, you know,